Hello everyone, Cruiser here. Hope you're having a great day so far. Before starting with the video, I'd like to make a small announcement. I decided to take my YouTube channel to a different path, away from gaming. And from now on, the only gaming content I'll be producing are live streams on Twitch. So if you're interested, the link will be in the description. And my YouTube channel will be used for education purposes only, where I will upload DIY and electrical engineering projects, programming tutorials and video editing tutorials. So with that in mind, I decided to start the Arduino course for beginners, and where I will teach you all the basics of Arduino, from using it, all the characteristics and features, up to programming and to project development. So having said that, let's start the video. On this first tutorial, we'll be looking at the Arduino Uno board and talk about all of its different characteristics and features. So let's get started. Looking at the Arduino Uno board, there are three ways of powering it. You can either power the board through the USB port. If you have an external power supply, you can plug it on the DC power supply socket, or you can power the board via the V-in and ground pins. As you can see, on this board you have 3 ground pins and 1 V-in. The V-in being the highest voltage point in the entire circuit. On this case is on the case of the Arduino Uno is 5 volts, and the ground pin is the lowest voltage point in the entire circuit, so 0 volts. Now let's take a look at digital pins. As you can see, there are 14 digital pins going from 0 all the way up to 13. And what these pins allow you to do is either connect outputs or inputs. They can work both ways. You can set them as an output or as an input. These pins have 2 states, either high or 1, and on this case, on the high state, the voltage on that particular pin will be 5 volts, and on the other hand, if you set the pin to a low state or 0, the voltage will be 0. As you haven't noticed yet, is these side plastic bars with holes, they each represent a pin from this chip, the Atmel 328P, which is the microcontroller of the Arduino, and each of these little pins are directly connected to each leg of the Atmel chip. As you might have noticed, on the pins 3, 5, 6, 9, 10 and 11, there's a small wave sign next to them. This means that these pins are PWM pins, so pulse width modulation pins. So this basically means that you can vary the voltage output from these pins between 0 and 9 and 5. So for instance, if you want to control RGB LED, where you have to, in order to produce a color, you have to set different voltages on the 3 different pins, on the red, green and blue. So you use PWM and 3 of these pins in order to supply those 3 pins from the LED with the values required to produce your desired color. Arduino has 2 specific pins for data transfer or serial communication. They are labeled RX and TX, which are pin 0 and pin 1. What these 2 pins allow you to do is basically transfer data through serial communication with your PC, your mobile device if you're connected via Bluetooth, and basically the digital pin 0 receives the data and the digital pin 1 will transfer the data. We'll see a couple of examples in the future where you can use these 2 pins, and they're actually very useful. So, but we'll take a closer look in the future. Now switching to the other side of the Arduino, you can see there is 6 analog pins or 6 analog headers, and what basically these pins allow you to do is they give you access to the analog to digital converter present in this microcontroller. So let's say you have LDR, light dependent resistor, which varies its resistance with the intensity of light, and there are multiples, there are thousands of values that you can read from that resistance, and all of these values or these variations, they don't work digitally. It requires steps in order to work digitally. So what the analog to digital converter allows you to do is take all of those infinite readings and convert them into steps so you can work them digitally, and so that the processor can see them basically. So this is the main feature of these 6 pins. They can work as well as outputs, but generally only if you need to do small variations on those outputs you use them, but normally they're used as inputs. But we'll see in the future a couple of examples and applications where you use the analog pins either as inputs and outputs. So this is pretty much it for an Arduino board. Again, there is a lot of stuff out there, and you might be wondering what some of that stuff is, but to be honest, if you're just getting started, you're probably not gonna use a lot of it, so I wouldn't learn it until you need to know it. So thank you very much for watching the video and staying with me. I'm looking forward to see you all on the next tutorial, where we'll be looking at the Arduino integrated development environment, so the Arduino IDE. Have a great day and see you in the next video.